I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey folks, this is Matt once again, coming at you with a random movie review. This is a request. I know this guy, a good guy on here, anti-Cena fan. He's been asking for a while my thoughts on Maniac Cop. And I'm like, well, I'm busy, I'll get to it later, and then I'll get to it later. And he's always been nice about it, he's always been kind about it. He's like, oh, thank you, it's no problem, just when you get the time. And yeah, this anti-Cena for some reason I don't think I said that right the first time, anti-Cena guy. Always been a nice guy, so I figured, why don't I give my butt and I review it. I don't have Maniac Cop 2 and 3, so I know someone say, oh, why don't you just, I don't know, I don't want to download anything or anything, so I don't have Maniac Cop 2 and 3, so I can't review those. Um, and not really buying anything right now, so, you know. But I do have the first film, so I think I can at least review the first film. And I know this was on Blu-ray. I think there's a Blu-ray of this, but this is probably, I think, the best one to get is this DVD. Now, if you do get Maniac Cop, make sure it says the special edition, because there is a bare bones that kind of has the same cover. The reason I say that special edition, the one you want to get, is because there is a commentary track on this, which I think is not on the Blu-ray for some reason. I don't know why. For some reason, the Blu-ray, I think it has some features, but it does not have the commentary with Bruce Campbell, writer-producer Larry Cohen, director William Lustig, and composer Jay Chataway. I don't know why the commentary is not on there, but whatever. This was released by Synapse Films, which is a studio I'm really becoming more and more impressed with their releases. Now, like I said, it's directed by William Lustig. This is a guy who had previously directed films like Maniac and a film called Vigilante with Robert Forster. And it's written by Larry Cohen. Well, produced as well, but written by... Larry Cohen is, without doubt, one of my favorite writers. He's a director himself. He's directed some really cool films like The Stuff, Q the Winged Serpent. He, he, he did a film with Eric Roberts called The Ambulance, which I really do love. He's also written some stuff like Cellular and Phone Booth. Two films I also really enjoy. Cellular is a really good film with Chris Evans. Has Jason Statham, Kim Basinger, and I reviewed it. I reviewed Cellular, so you can check out that review. It's a really solid flick that not many people talk about, but I reviewed Cellular. He also did Phone Booth, which I think is, I'd say that's probably Colin Farrell's best performance in my opinion. I really like Phone Booth. I thought it was a really intriguing idea. A really capable writer. And both of them teamed up for Maniac Cop, and like I said, they did 2 and 3, and I know there's talks of a remake of Maniac Cop. But it says here is 1987. For some reason I thought this was 1988, but it says right here 1987. You probably can't read it, but yeah, it says 1987. 87 on the back. And I don't know what more I can say about the film. The title pretty much says it all, what the movie's about. Yeah, Rob Zadar, who was known as the Chin or sometimes known as the Face. Robert Z'Dar you've seen in a few films, including Tango and Cash. I always remember that scene. Timmy, I want to talk to you. Hey, punk. And that's where Stallone's like, I loved you, Conan the Barbarian. If you want me, and my ass, be in the neighborhood. Yes, I loved you, Conan the Barbarian. That's the guy that Stallone has to fight with on top when they're escaping the prison. And Robert Z'Dar falls back onto those wires and gets electrocuted. That's Robert Z'Dar. He's been in a lot of other films as well. Just taking some plastic off. The film stars, you have Tom Atkins, who many people remember from stuff like Night of the Creeps, Halloween 3. Uh, Tom Atkins is a really capable actor. You have Bruce Campbell, a few years after Evil Dead. This is when Bruce Campbell, I thought, the thing is, you can see the Bruce Campbell back then is different from the Bruce Campbell today. Like, Bruce Campbell today, he kind of, every role he has that certain smug feeling to him. Like, even when it's like, my name is Bruce or something, he always has this, like, smug, I don't know what it is. Here, he didn't have that. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I miss the Bruce Campbell, like, Moontrap and Evil Dead 1 and 2 and stuff. I miss that Bruce Campbell. I really like Army of Darkness, but, maybe it's the films themselves I'm just not a fan of. Like, I was not a big fan of Man with a Screaming Brain or Alien Apocalypse or My Name is Bruce. I did not like that film at all, although I did love Bubba Hotep. But anyway, also stars, you have Richard Roundtree, Shaft himself. You got William Smith, same guy who played Conan's dad in Conan the Barbarian. You have Laureen Landon as the female lead. And really it's about, there's a cop killing people. And, you have a woman being chased by these punks, and there's a cop there, and she thinks she's safe, but the cop kills her and the punks run off. And it's an interesting idea, because Larry Cohen, he's a very capable writer. I mean, he's also written It's a Lie. He did the It's a Lie films. I like the idea they bring in where it is to a point where people suspect that any cop could be the killer, because it's now out in the public that this cop's killing people. For instance, he's chasing this guy. The guy trips and falls to the cement. He presses the face into the cement. And, people suspect it's a cop. And Tom Atkins is on the case. And you get a little bit of his character. Like, I guess the character tried to commit suicide. And you have a little bit of a weird, little bit of humor to it. You just have to see the film. So really brings up that Tom Atkins is going to be the lead. He's the lead. He's investigating who this cop could be, and so on and so forth. And I like the idea where it gets to a point where there are people suspecting cops, and you have like newscasts of people talking about cops. Like, they kill people. That's their job. I forget what the guy said exactly. It was really funny. Cops love killing people. So, but there's also there's this woman in a car. She's been stopped by a cop. He's like, "You're not going to get me," and shoots the cop because she thinks that could be the killer. Boom! See the bullet go right through the back of the guy's helmet. Police, right through the back of his head. I like the idea that now the public can't trust the cop. It's an interesting idea, and the film, it's made in a sort of urban setting, kind of like Maniac or even Larry Cohen films. So you get it's a nice feeling of the city. There's a nice look to it that, that sort of 80s. I don't know, Larry Cohen and William Lustig, they do that pretty well in their 80s films. Jay Chataway, I like the score, the whistle. Do, 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 do. I'm doing a shitty job of it. Basically, what it leads up to is you have Bruce Campbell, who's a cop, and like his woman thinks he's the killer. Cop, the maniac cop, follows him and finds out that the guy is actually cheating on her. He's sleeping with our female lead, Lauren Landon. I believe it was her. Yeah, it's her. Sorry, it's Liam. So she's like gets pissed off and she heads out and then she gets taken. Pretty much killed by the Maniac Cop. And so now the cops think that it's Bruce Campbell who's the killer and they lock him up. And Tom Atkins has some doubts. And then basically it sort of does a psycho switch, meaning you think Tom Atkins is the lead. They sort of made it out to be him as the lead. But we find out it's Matt Cordell. The killer is this Maniac Cop was this hero cop. He was kind of like a Dirty Harry type of figure, but because of some bullshit with bureaucrats, he got put in jail. And when in jail, like there's a shower fight, he gets it come up. He gets it a little. He's putting up his dudes, but then he eventually gets killed and fucked up, and his face gets fucked up, and he's presumed dead. But obviously he's not dead. Well, I was saying they pull a psycho switch. Well, now Tom Atkins, like he's getting the shit kicked down by Cordell and thrown out the window, and he's dead. And now your lead is Bruce Campbell and this girl as well, who both get killed in Maniac Cop 2. So really, this film is kind of useless because the Maniac Cop doesn't get stopped, and everybody who's in it, they get killed by the second one. So you watch this, it's like, wow, it's pretty useless if you think about it. But really, it's about Bruce Campbell and the girl trying to figure out. They find out that it's Cordell and how to stop him, and by the end, it takes place kind of by a dock. Yeah, really good stunt where like Bruce Campbell was locked up in the back of this armored truck, and you have like a car chase going on, and it leads to by the dock where Bruce Campbell is fighting the Maniac Cop, and Bruce Campbell's character is hanging on to the armored car that's driving off the pier. And you have a nice stunt where the guy, stuntman for Bruce Campbell jumps off and flips into the water after it hits like this sort of beam type thing, and you think Cordell's dead, but of course he's not because you see his hand rise up. As for the film itself, I was never the biggest fan of Maniac Cop, to be honest. For what I guess Maniac Cop 2, I guess out of all the three, Maniac Cop 2 and 3, maybe I like them more. I don't know. I don't own them. I know Maniac Cop 2 bugged me because it's like the two leads in this one, they just get killed off, and it's like, okay. But on the other hand, you have Robert Davi, but then I can't remember if he did a lot in that movie. I haven't seen it forever. I just remember that insane police shootout in the police station, which reminded me of Terminator, the first Terminator. And I know Maniac Cop 3 has that insane stunt where Maniac Cop's driving in a car that's all in flames, and you see the guy in the car in flames still driving. It's really insane stunt. But maybe I like those two more because Robert Davi is the lead and he doesn't get killed off. But good points. It does have that. It's low budget, but it does have that feeling of an 80s. So has a nice atmosphere of the urban city scape. I didn't like, Larry Cohen stuff or, the first Maniac has a good gritty, I guess that'd be the word, gritty feel to it. I like the score by Jay Chataway. I think Bruce Campbell and Tom Atkins, they do fine acting-wise. I was fine with them. It's an interesting idea with the Maniac Cop, like I mentioned. But I don't know, the film just, at the same time, wasn't... It's not one I watched over and over again. It's not one that I listened to it for the commentary, but as for the film itself, kind of one of those alright, because like the Maniac Cop, when he kills people, it's nothing really to run home about. Like he sits a guy's face in the cement, or he takes a guy and throws him against a windshield, stabs a guy in the stomach. Kills Richard Roundtree and William Smith, kind of off screen, but not really. So it is kind of like, it wasn't really much to run home about. It was sad that Tom Atkins' character got killed because he was, to be honest, he was the most interesting guy in the movie. I mean, I understand they were doing like a psycho switch. Like, okay, you think it's this guy. So I appreciate that. They want to do something a little bit different. The only problem was Tom Atkins was the more interesting character. I have a feeling, I think I read somewhere that Tom Atkins is not the biggest fan of this film. I don't know if it was the experience of making it or, experience of, what happened to his character. I don't know what it was. Maybe I'm wrong with that. But Tom Atkins isn't interviewed on here. But I think he's interviewed on the Blu-ray. So if anyone has a Blu-ray, you can let me know on that. The ending isn't much run home about. I mean, you see the Maniac Cop's face and the makeup is kind of And really, it's not much to run home about in the ending. It's like, a typical car chase. A little bit of roughing against Bruce Campbell and the Maniac Cop, and then basically the armored car flying off the pier, get hitting something. It's really not much. Maybe because, like Maniac Cop 2, I remember like just that one scene alone with the police station, like, he has that fucking taking a guy and throwing him like across the whole fucking police station or something. Or even Maniac Cop 3, the whole thing with the... Shush. Sorry, cat's there. Shut up. Oh, shut up. Sorry about that, folks. Cat staring at me as I'm doing the review. So anyway, like I was saying with the review, Maniac Cop. Maybe it's because, the sequels I know have, a little bit crazier stunts and action scenes and stuff like that. I mean, it's an interesting idea. It's just that action-wise, kill-wise, definitely not that gory of a film. Being a little bit mad that Tom Atkins, the most interesting character in the film, got killed off. And Bruce Campbell, I mean, I like Bruce Campbell. His character really wasn't the most interesting. There really wasn't much to his character other than he was a cop who was cheating on his wife. So right then and there, it's like, okay, it's kind of hard. You feel bad for the guy, but at the same time, he was cheating on his wife. So it's not like, maybe that was the point. It wasn't the typical do-gooder guy. So I appreciate that. It's just that the character wasn't really the most interesting. But I know it's still weird, but it still kind of bugged me as, in the second film, they just kill him off, boom. It's like, hey, here's our surprise. We're just going to kill him off. And it's like, well, kind of defeats the purpose of the first movie, But, I can live with it. I mean, it's just like, I didn't like when they killed Adrian Keane off in Friday the 13th Part 2. Or, when they do that in films. But that's just a personal preference. But either way, uh, I mean, I don't know what to say about Maniac Cop. I mean, it's an alright film. It's okay. I have the DVD mainly for the commentary track, which was informative, entertaining commentary track. But as for the film itself, the idea is cool. Some nice touches on the script thanks to Larry Cohen. Um, Shooting-wise, it has a sort of a gritty look to it, like if it was a cop drama in the 80s. So it has a more grounded feeling, thanks to William Lustig, who did stuff like Vigilante and Maniac. The acting, Tom Atkins, Bruce Campbell, they're okay. They're fine. Score by Jay Chataway. Rob Zadar does fine as the Maniac Cop. It's really not that exciting of a movie. I think that's my main thing. It's not really that exciting of a film. Tom Atkins gets killed. Okay, I understand that's the switch, but he was the most interesting character in the movie. The ending really is nothing to run home about. The kills, when Maniac Cop fucks people up, it's really nothing to run home about. Find out about what happened to Rob Zadar's character, Cordell. It's like, okay, he got fucked over. He was fighting in the shower and he got killed. It's like, okay. It's kind of like a shrug. So, yeah, I mean, the film is alright to me. I mean, I'm probably a bigger fan of Maniac Cop 2 and 3 if I see them again. But, and yeah, it's been a while and I don't own them. But it's not a terrible film. It's not a terrible film at all. It's just simply okay. You know, it's an okay film, but again, I like the commentary track, so it's worth that. But it just simply, I just thought it was okay. It's not one of those horror films that I watch over and over again. Like Larry Cohen, to be honest, writing wise, I like Q the Winged Serpent, The Stuff, The Ambulance a lot more. Even William Lustig, I know he directed Maniac Cop 2 and 3. If I saw those again, I'd probably like those more than the first one. Um, Also, I will say I like Maniac better than Maniac Cop. Uh, Uncle Sam, I wouldn't go that far. But I could say I like this more than Uncle Sam. But it's an alright film. But without it, when it started the Maniac Cop trilogy, and now they want to remake it. I can guarantee I like this more than whatever remake that come out of it. I mean, I remember they also had those, what was it, Psycho Cop as well. But I don't know. I mean, it's an alright film. But I think it's just alright. I can't call it great or wonderful. It's an alright film. Just a lack of action and lack of excitement with its ending, its kills, and stuff like that. Um, but it is what it is. So either way, thanks for watching. Take care. Sorry for the interruptions, and talk to you later. Ciao.